Remember around Thanksgiving, Mrs. Goblin and I reviewed that very bizarre product made by Brach's. It was a package of jelly beans, and it was basically an entire Thanksgiving dinner in their package of jelly beans. Lots of different Thanksgiving-themed flavored jelly beans. Well, Brach's is at it again. They've got a new one out there. And now they're putting out taco-flavored jelly beans. Let's see how this goes. Hello, goblins and goblinettes. Welcome back to another edition of Destined to be Goblin. Destined Goblin here. This is where I will try a food product of some kind, maybe something you didn't even know existed, and I will decide whether or not I should give it my Destined Goblin seal of approval. Well, yes, Brach's has put out another one of those bizarre flavors of bags of jelly beans. This time we have tacotruck. So we've got, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different flavors of taco-themed jelly beans here. We've got Margarita flavor, we've got Churro flavor, Salsa, Guacamole, Beef Taco, and Horchata. So I'm really curious to see how these go, because if you remember the Thanksgiving dinner that they put out, a lot of those flavors were very, very accurate, especially the turkey-flavored jelly bean. I was amazed at how accurately that tasted like turkey. These are 110 calories for 21 pieces. So as you can see, they are sort of color-coded right there. I'm going to go ahead and sort these out, and then we will try the flavors. I did pick these up at Walgreens. I think I've seen them in a few other stores, but I know definitely Walgreens is carrying these. I think they were like around $4 for this bag. Let me get these sorted, and then we'll try them. I've got Monster Mug loaded with some nice cold water here to kind of cleanse the palate in between. Okay, so the first thing I will say is that the aroma from this bag when I opened it was not at all what you would expect from a bag of jelly beans. I don't even know how to describe the aroma that came out of there, but we'll see what happens with this. There's a look at some of those jelly beans. I've also noticed immediately that they are packed very heavily with the green ones, the 2 green flavors, which are Margarita and salsa, or guacamole, rather. It looks like the salsa and the beef taco are sort of the least plentiful, at least in this bag. I don't know if they're all like that. But let's go ahead and let's just try these and let's see what happens. I'm going to start out with this one. This is supposed to be the horchata flavor. Now, I personally have never had horchata. Horchata, I had to look it up. I didn't even know what it was. Apparently, it is a rice drink, a very creamy sort of rice milk. It's supposed to have a flavor very reminiscent of rice pudding. I have had rice pudding before, so I would at least recognize if this tastes like rice pudding. So here we go. This is the first one off the taco truck. This is the horchata flavor. It's a good jelly bean. It tastes nothing like rice pudding. It has almost a cinnamon flavor to it. There's sort of a nutmeggy sort of aroma that fills your mouth when you chew that. This is very reminiscent of like a pumpkin pie or something like that. I don't get any flavor off of this that would be rice pudding. I don't really know what horchata tastes like, so maybe this tastes like horchata. I'm not really sure. It's a good jelly bean. I like the jelly bean. All right, let's cleanse the palate. I'm going to move on to churro. All right, so churro, those are the dark, sort of a brownish coloration here. I have had churros before. I like churros, not as much as Mrs. Goblin does, but I do like churros. I know what the flavor of this should taste like. So here we go. This one's sort of a generic jelly bean flavor. I don't know that these are as successful as that Thanksgiving dinner was. Nothing about that one reminded me of churros. There was no cinnamon flavor to it. There was no, sometimes you'll see chocolate churros. Nothing in that tasted anything like churro. And in fact, there wasn't much flavor in that one at all. It was just kind of that generic jelly beanish sweet flavor. Not sure about that one. Let's move on to the harder stuff. All right, these solid green ones are supposed to be margarita. I have had margaritas. I know what a margarita should taste like. Whether or not there's alcohol flavor in this, that remains to be seen, but I do know what a margarita should taste like. And that very much tastes like a margarita. This one is very good. It does not have any of the alcohol flavor behind it. Nothing even resembling alcohol in it. But that margarita flavor, the traditional margarita, that is definitely there in this jelly bean. This is a very good one. Sort of a sweet, kind of limey flavor to it. I love lime. I definitely like these. Yeah, I think if you blindfolded me and asked me to identify this one, I could get this as margarita in a heartbeat. That one's really good. All right, now we're going to move on to some very complex flavors. Okay, we will start with the guacamole. So this one looks very similar to the margarita, except you can see those little flecks on there, those little darker green dots, polka dots. This is the one that is supposed to be guacamole. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Okay, I think I discovered something immediately. Two things. First of all, this definitely tastes like guacamole. Number two, guacamole has no business being in a jelly bean. That's awful. That tastes like dirt. That's terrible. And yet I'm still eating it. That reminds me very much of those, what do they call them? Bean boozled things. Those jelly belly beans that some of them are good and some of them are terrible. That's one of the terrible ones. Ugh. I mean, you get the earthiness of the guacamole, which is where the dirt flavor comes from. There's an aftertaste to that. There's nothing pleasant when you chew that. Oh, the guacamole is awful. I want no further part of that one. Again, these are the tacotruck jelly beans from Brach's. That guacamole tastes like it fell off the taco truck and rolled a few times before somebody picked it up. That right there is supposed to be salsa. So here we go. Let's see if they can redeem themselves a little bit with the salsa flavor. Wow. Wow, that might be the strongest flavor out of all of them. That is not unpleasant. I love salsa, and this is a very good salsa. It's even got a little bit of spice to it. Okay, this one so far, I still have the beef taco to try, but this one so far is the highlight of this bag. This very much tastes like salsa. You get the tomato flavor to it. You get a little bit of the background flavors of cilantro, maybe some peppers thrown in there. And then you get a little bit of heat. After you've eaten a few of these, You get a little bit of heat that kind of creeps up on you. Not a lot of heat, nothing like it's a spicy bean or anything like that, but you get a little bit kind of in the back of your throat, a little bit of the heat that you might feel if you were eating maybe a medium level salsa. I like these. These are very good. Nothing sweet about this one. This is definitely a savory bean. And some of them have a little bit more heat than others. These are really cool. I could eat a whole bag of these. One more to go, the big one. Okay, here is the payoff pitch. Beef taco. This is what it is all about. Let's see if they have duplicated beef taco in this tiny little jelly bean. They did it with the turkey at Thanksgiving. Let's see if they can pull off beef taco. There's a savory flavor to this. I'm not sure if I would call it beef taco. This does give you that flavor of Mexican ground beef, kind of seasoned with those Mexican seasonings like you would get in a taco or an enchilada, something like that. But I feel like the flavor could have been a little bit stronger on that one. I think they could have pulled off a little bit more of the taco flavor on this. And hey, by the way, old guy in Colorado, I haven't forgotten your challenge. 4 tacos in under 4 minutes, right? 4 tacos. I don't know. I don't know that they're as successful with the beef taco flavor as they could have been. All right, taco truck jelly beans from Brach's. That is an experience. I definitely say if you have the opportunity, pick these up and try these just to see what these taste like. There are some very unique flavors in this. I'm going to give this a very solid 2-star seal of approval. It would have gotten a 3 if a couple of those flavors had hit a little bit better. Churro, I feel like they completely missed on. Guacamole was just awful. But the salsa was fantastic. The beef taco was good enough. So I'm going to give this a 2-star seal of approval. All right, there we go. Pick those up while you can. I definitely recommend trying that just for the experience, if for no other reason. There are some very unique flavors in there. I believe those are only around until Easter or a little bit after that, based on your clearance and that kind of stuff. So check those out while you can, and I will catch you next time.